Hello, my name is Victor Chege and thank you for joining me. Today I'll be taking you through a Solidworks part that will be designing. It's a part of the Japanese ice cube mold. Let me just pull it up so that you can have a good idea of exactly what I'm describing. So as you can see on your screen, we have this is the Japanese ice cube mold. It's basically two aluminum parts, a top and a bottom. Now, what happens is that let me pull up another picture. Okay, so in this picture, we can actually have a good idea of exactly what this mechanism does. We have the top aluminum section and the bottom aluminum section of the mold, and at the middle, you'll place your ice cube, or rather block of ice. And the weight of the once you place the top part, its weight, then it's it will eventually melt, and after melting, the ice that is left in the middle will have adopted the shape of the cavity. And in this particular situation, the cavity inside the aluminum molds is a sphere. And so we'll be focusing for the next few lessons. We'll be focusing on how do you go about modeling uh, modeling the mold, both halves of the mold. Will also include this tray part and the pins. And with that, let's get on with the lesson. As you can see on your screen, we actually have the completed mold, and what you can see is it gives us a good view of exactly what we'll be expecting to see once we are done with the design. We have the spherical cavity at the center. We have the body of the bottom mold itself, and as you can see, we have a drain hole over here, and we have some other features. We have some fillets and some, you know, we have some fillets and some chamfers, and that's pretty much it for this. So let's start. To get started, we'll open a new file, go to your new, and then we'll choose part. Then we select open. Now, the first thing that you should always do is come and change your dimensions. In our situation, in our case, we will be using inches. Now, I do understand that inches may not be ideal for most people, but for the purpose of this particular model, we'll use inches, but I'll also show you later on that the dimensions in millimeters are actually quite straightforward. So the way we'll start is we want to sketch on the front plane. So we'll come, choose your front plane, and we have it active on our screen. Then we'll come to the lines and we'll choose the center line, right? Extend it upwards along the y-axis. In SolidWorks, when you extend it upwards, that's the y-axis, but in other software, it might be the z-axis. So you always have to check exactly which axis you're dealing with. So in SolidWorks, you have that as the z-axis. Now, let me pull it up over here. So as you can see, the whole thing looks quite uniform. We don't have any weird curves or anything. So this is a part that will usually be made on a lathe, or you can actually make the whole part on a lathe, obviously except the drilled holes, and for that you will have to use a mill. Now, since it's being made on a lathe, we can definitely uh, draw just one uh, half of the cross section, and then we'll revolve it. So we'll come here to the sketch again, choose our line option. Oh, no, we'll choose a circle option first, and now we'll come to the end of our line, extend it, and then we'll come and choose for construction, because we need that circle only as a guide as we later on make an arc. Now, this is actually how a sphere will look like. And so for our dimension, our sphere will be 63.5, let's get the I'll use the previous drawing to get my dimensions. So in order for you to get a good view, so that your view can be perpendicular to the view on your screen, we'll go and press Control 8. So as you can see, now we have the dimensions. You can see our units are in inches, and our height is 3 inches, diameter is 4 inches, and our sphere will be 2.5 inches. So we'll come and replicate all those dimensions here. Let's now we'll come and now start putting in all the other dimensions. So for here, it's mostly lined. Then we'll come and put in an arc. Now for the arc, you have to realize in which direction does it rotate. So as you can see on your left of your screen, where we have the arc type, we have the center point is the first click. Then on the second left button click on your mouse, we'll have the start of the arc, and on the third click of your left button, we'll have the end of the arc. And we have to know that our arc rotates in the clockwise direction. So we've already clicked our first one. Now we need the second, so that's the second, and now we have a third. So let's exit from there. Now as you can see, we have now something that you will, let's come and lock this part in over there and merge. So once it becomes a little bit darker, it means that we do not have any gaps between any of our lines. Now we'll come in and start putting in our dimensions. As we've seen, our total height for this object will be 3 inches. Our diameter will be 4 inches. Now let's pull that down. Let's just confirm. Then the diameter for this part will be 3.5, and its height for this step will be 0.1. And with that, we are ready to revolve our part. So we exit from the sketch, and then now we'll come to the feature option, where we'll choose revolve. Then we'll come uh, to our feature tree, select sketch 1, and then it will give us a nice preview of how the end model will look like. So we like the way it looks. Then we'll come and select OK. A point that I need to show is that, let's go back to our revolve. As you can see, it's rotated sketch all round 360 degrees. But what if we change from the 360 and choose 30 degrees? So as you can see, when we choose 30 degrees, we are left with this, what I would consider maybe a slice, right? Now let's go back to our 360 degrees, and there we have our model. Now the next thing that we actually need, let me just confirm something. Yeah, there's a dimension that I need to switch out. So this one over here. I'll show you where the 3.5 inch comes in. So exit. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So we have that. Now for the next thing that we'll be doing is we'll be putting in the positions for the holes for drilling. Now when it comes to machining this part, you can drill the holes from the bottom or drill the holes from the top. And in our situation, I'd prefer to drill them from the bottom. So I'll just come, choose left click on the bottom of this model, and then it will bring up these several options on your right. Now the one that we want is the sketch option. Sketch, and then we'll click Control 8 so that it brings us perpendicular to our view. In this one, we'll come and put the center line again, and then we'll come to the top here and choose the point. A point. Now I'll explain why we need a point and not circles to drill the holes. Then we'll come and now position our point exactly where we need it. We need that point to be 3.5 inches from to be rather 3.5 inches from the hole on the opposite side. Then we'll click the point and click on the center of the circle as we hold our control key. Then we'll come to the left side, to the left panel, to the properties panel, and choose our horizontal. Right? That places them on, locks them in a line. Now we need another point on the left side, so we'll click our point, and then come to the mirror option, which is which is over here, mirror entities. Click on the mirror entities, mirror about. Over here, now this is where our center line comes in. We'll click on our center line, and as you can see, it's given us a preview of where it will appear, and it's exactly where we want it. We'll click OK. Now the next thing that we need, we'll also put a point for the center, because we'll also be drilling another hole at the center. We exit, and as you can see, we have our points where we need them. Now use your scroll key to move your model around, and from there, as you can see, we'll come and choose our hole wizard option. On the hole wizard option, this is how we will actually place our holes into the bottom of our model. Now the first thing we'll do is come and select here. We have the hole option, countersink, counterbore, straight tap. So we have a number of type. It's a number of holes. This is just a place whereby it gives you options on the hole type that you want to make. For us, we just need a straight a hole, and no threads, nothing, just a circular straight hole. So we'll select that, and then we'll come to the position. On the position option, you'll come and click the bottom of your model. Click the bottom, and then it will give you a preview of the hole. Now you bring your mouse, click on the center on where you actually drew your points there. Now as you can you might not notice this, but this is not the size of hole that we need for the slots for our guide pins. The holes need to be a little bit bigger. So in our situation, we'll come here to the hole type again, and we'll scroll down. We'll use unsymmetric, because I believe that's the drill size that most guys have. Or if you're in any proper workshop, or even okay, drill bits aren't that expensive. So we'll select unsymmetric drill sizes. Yes, that's exactly what we want. Now for the size, we'll go for the 8mm drill bit. Let's scroll down, and we have our 8.0. Then our end condition, blind, it will only go so far, but then through all means that our drill will go through the whole model, and that's the option that we need for now. So we'll click that, and as you can see, we have holes that go through our model. Now The same way that we made those holes, we actually need to make the center drain hole. So in this situation, we'll actually come back to our hole wizard, click on it, go to the hole section, choose our position, and we click the bottom of our model and click where we put in our point. And then we'll scroll and choose the size of the hole that we need. For the middle hole, for the center drain hole, we'll need for a 4mm hole, as we've chosen that. And as you can see, it's reduced the size of the diameter, and it's evident even in the preview. We also need this to drill through up to where the sphere is, and now we'll come and select the OK. And as you can see, our hole has gone through. Now, what else do we need? We'll click Control 7 to get the view that we want. Now, we do not want the water from the center to drain out of the bottom. We want it to actually drain from the side, as you can see over here. So how do we make it drain from the side? We'll need to drill a hole on the side of the model. So come and choose our model again, and in this situation we'll click Control and space button. Then we can choose the side we want to view it from, and in this situation we want to view it from this direction. Then as we view it from that direction, we'll come and select our front plane, right? Because that we need to put in another point. Select our front plane, select the point option, the point from our sketch options. Then after selecting the point, we'll come and put in a dimension. We need that point to be 2.5 inches from the top of our model. So that then we also need it to be at the center of the model, right? So we'll come and put in vertical. And as you can see, it's locked in place. We'll exit our sketch and done. So as you can see, our point is actually in the very center of our model. Now we'll go back to our hole wizard, and over here we'll select the hole, the position, and now we'll come to our, just give me a minute over here. So we'll select our front plane, right, the same plane that we drew in, and we'll bring our preview up to where we needed it. And as you can see, it's given us a preview from the center all the way to the face of the model, and that's exactly how we want it to appear. So from there we'll come, it's still 4mm, and we'll select OK. And as you can see, we have a hole through. Now let me just slice this into half so that we can actually have a good view of exactly how those two holes match up. So as you can see, this is the original drain hole that we made, and now this is a drain hole from the side. Looks pretty good, and I like how it's come out. Now the next thing that we need, we've already done all the major, we've already placed all the major features like the body of the mold and the spherical cavity and the guide pin holes together with the drain hole. Now the next thing that we need is to put in the chamfers. Now chamfers and fillets have several reasons. There are several reasons why we put chamfers and fillets. One is for the safety of the guys doing the machining. This product is an aluminum product, so it's not going to be so much of a hazard to whoever will be handling it. But if it were made out of steel, sharp edges on steel have a tendency of slicing through things, including skin and gloves. Okay, that is if you are wearing pretty light gloves. So for that reason, we'll actually knock out the edges. And the way we do it is we use the chamfers and fillets. The reason for using chamfers and fillets is mainly aesthetics. they make the product look much nicer, and they remove that industrial look to the product. So at the top here, we are going to put in a small fillet together at the bottom, and one at the bottom. Let's come here to our section view and remove it. Then we'll go to our fillet option at the top, choose the fillet. We'll choose the dimension of our fillet. Now let me leave that. Over here, first thing, we'll come and change our dimensions from inches to millimeters, and then we'll come and choose our fillet again. And now for our fillet, we need 1 millimeter fillet. Then we'll come and select the edges that we need filleted. The edges that we need to fillet. We have that one, the one at the bottom. Those we only need those two. Then the next thing that we need is to actually chamfer. Now, in order to chamfer, we'll come and choose the chamfer option. And for the chamfer option, we'll choose a 1 millimeter chamfer. We'll apply that to that edge, the edges on our guide holes for the pins, and also on the opposite side. Put it on our drain, just like that. We've chamfered, and we've put in chamfers and fillets on all our edges, all the necessary edges. Now we haven't put a chamfer nor a fillet on the inside of the sphere, because this edge has to match up with the edge from the other half, and it has to be an extremely sharp edge, so that we do not have a line on the ice that will be formed. For anyone who's actually familiar with processes like injection molding or blow molding, they understand very well the importance of having a sharp edge on a mold. So as you can see, we've pretty much completed our mold. Now the next thing that we might need is to apply a color, an appearance. For that, we'll just come to click on this arrow, and we'll go down. So we'll select our object over here, and as you can see, we have at the top, we have this column for appearance. We'll slide down up to the bottom, and we'll come and select that, and it will give us an appearance option. Now our mold will have somewhat of a gold finish. So we'll come to on our right side, where we have our appearance, scenes, and decals. We'll go to the metallic option. We'll choose we want it to be gold. Yeah, it has gold. We'll select gold, and we'll go with polished gold. For now, we'll go with a polished gold look. I do understand that it doesn't look like the preview image, the thumbnail, but that is a whole other section where we'll deal with rendering, how to render an image, but that's not what we'll be covering for now. Thank you for staying with me and following the instructions, and watching how we'll make this bottom part. And I hope that you'll also watch the other part for the top part, and definitely give me your comments. If you have anything more, you can definitely reach me on the email at the bottom, and that's pretty much it. So thank you.